Hey guys, here we are. Hi, it's Cheryl again. And the news hitting me. Seems hard to believe she's been gone for a year. Some days it just still feels like yesterday. And I miss her. It's been a rough year because of that. She's got a little 4-year-old daughter that we love so much, and that she's just a beautiful little soul, and she's a spitting image of her mother, which is kind of amazing, and so much fun to recognize that that's the gift that she gave us before she left to be on the other side. And I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful for her dad. He's a great dad to that little girl. And lately, of course, we haven't been able to see each other too much because of the coronavirus, because nobody seems to know who has it and who doesn't. And we certainly don't want to pass it along to anybody until we know a little bit more. So I still want to say that it's important to be positive. Hey, Monica. Hey, Rich. Hey, Rich, I got a turntable for you if you really need one in your new space. Let me know. Got an extra one. I saw your post earlier. I guess I want to say today that although it's a difficult day, and although this virus has kept me apart from some of my family, it's certainly not from everyone. And later on, around 5 o'clock, we're going to have a little family gathering with just the immediate family, and add in some people who are a little further out. On Facebook, we're going to be FaceTiming them and connecting them in as well, which I'm looking forward to doing that. I know that Crystal would have wanted that as well. She always says, "Don't be sad." And I'm like, yeah, easy for you to say over there. So when I do get messages from her, hi, Sin. Thank you, dear. They're always positive messages. And I'm grateful that I have friends that are able to do that for me. So I just want to say, at this point with this coronavirus, I think that it's really important to still stay positive, that no matter what you go through in life, you will survive it, that there are people who love and care about you, even if you don't see them all the time, even if you don't talk to them all the time. But take this opportunity to do some of that reaching out, whether it's phone, Facebook, instant messaging, whatever forms of communication will help with our physical distancing. That's been the current mode. And I think one of the important things to keep in mind too is this gives everyone an opportunity to do things that maybe they don't normally have time to do. So for me, last winter, I binge watched Marie Kondo, that little lady, that Asian woman that does that whole tidying up deal. And it was just such a great thing to watch her go through a particular area of a house, whether it's the clothes or, I don't think she did the kitchen because I still haven't gotten there, but whatever she did, I straightened out all my drawers of clothing and my closet. It was amazing. So if you haven't done that yet, and you got kids home, little ones especially, they'll think it's a blast to take everything out, throw it on the floor, sort through it, and decide what they're keeping. So you might want to take advantage of that as a little learning opportunity of, teaching them how to tidy up for themselves. I showed my grandson how to do it last week, one day, and he just loved it. He loved being able to fold his shirts, roll them up, and put them in the drawer. Like, he learned how to do it in like 2 minutes flat, and he's 3.5. Well, he'll be 4 in April. So if you got little ones at home, hey Jason, hey Donna Marie, long time girl. I think it's kind of cool that you can teach them those kinds of things. And you know what? It really can be a bonding moment and a time to be present to your children. If you do, especially have littler ones at home, but you know what? Any age can learn that, right? So if you have teenagers and they want to keep a messy room, they might actually enjoy doing something like that just so that they feel better and have some sense of control in their lives. Because at this point, the last thing you want to do is allow the fears of what's happening in the world to overwhelm them. Let's show them ways where they can show places in their lives where they have some control, some places where they can make a difference, and some places where they can feel good about themselves in doing those things. To me, that's important. And life skills are super important. Some of those are the things like tidying up. Here's another tip I learned a long time ago. Make your bed every morning. There's something about accomplishing that every day. I make my bed every morning. After I heard that, I was like, oh, that's an interesting concept, because I never used to before that. And, you know, over the years, hey, Lori, I think it's kind of important. Like, I can look at my bed every day when I walk into my bedroom. If I do it multiple times a day, I walk in and it feels good to look at my bed and it's made. I don't know, there's something about that. Try it. Let me know if you try it, how you like the feeling, you know? So, sorry I get a little emotional there in the beginning, but you know what? That happens to me pretty regularly in my life. Hey, Sue. And I think one of the things that is important is to be present to myself, to be real to myself, not feel shameful about anything. That's honestly who I am being at that particular moment, and that's okay. Oh, we got playing some music over here. So I'm not going to keep you on too long today, and I'm going to come back every day and hopefully be able to share something different or amusing or inspirational, perhaps, in having my life not be full of fear. Hopefully you have your life not be full of fear, and know that everything that comes to pass, that no matter what's happening today, tomorrow will be different. And it doesn't have to be something you're fearful of. You can choose to have today be today, and everything's okay in it. Most of you that are on this Facebook Live and in the United States, y'all have a house that has, or a place to live that has, you know, shelter from the cold and water that's running on tap anytime you want it, and the ability to take a nice warm bath or a shower, whatever your preference is, and food in your fridge, and toilet paper. Who would ever thought it would be this craziness around toilet paper? But you know what they did during the war, my mother told me? They used old newspaper. So there you go. There's always a way, right? So I just think it's kind of interesting that, hey, Cindy. Hi, Therese. Terry. I'm going to call you Terry, even though it says Therese on there. The things that you do and you learn to do and you have that inner strength to do will come out during these times. And you know what? If it's gone 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years from now, hopefully this has changed you to the positive side of what the things are that are important in your life, to looking at the people that are important in your life, and giving yourself the gift of your presence to what's important each day. And I think one of the things that I think about a lot is, you know what? It's raining. It rained earlier today. To me, that was a sign that my daughter was around, Crystal, because that was just something that we kind of talked about once before, a long time ago. And when her best friend died, it poured like the dickens that day. And she says, "That's Mo." I'm like, yeah, it is. So for me, I look at that as a sign that she's around today, that she'll be around us later when we do our little gathering of family at the house. And and we'll think of her, you know. A year is a long time, and yet a year is a short time in the big scheme of things. So for me, I got to remember what I said on the first video that I did. It doesn't look like it right this moment, but the sun is always shining. Guys, remember that. The sun is always shining. Even if it's not visible, even if I don't feel it on my clothing or my back or my face, wherever I am, the sun is always shining. And look for those bright spots in your life. Look for those positive people that you can hang with, even though it's virtually at the moment. And look at what you have in your life that is such a gift. All the people, all the children, perhaps all the colleagues that you work with. You can't see them every day like you're so used to, right? But they're there, and they're still in your life. And if they're working remotely from home or doing things like that, you're still connecting with them. And how great is it that we have the type of technology today that we can do these things? If this happened 10 or 15 or 20 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to do some of the stuff that we can do today. Our church is going to have a virtual meeting on Zoom on Sunday morning at 10:30. I'm like, how great is that? I could be in my jammies and go to church. And so, you know what? This is the things that I can think of at the moment to be positive about. And to know that all these things are going to make a difference in how I live my life each day. That I want to be a positive person. That I want to focus on the positive things in life. Taking my second or third walk today. You know, who said you can only take one? I was thinking about that when I walked back in a day as I want to. And so can you. Hey, Helene. Hey, Don. Maybe. So, what else do I have to say? I do wish everybody a happy spring. I did hear some birds this morning again. Even though it was raining, they were still cheeping and making lots of noise. So, there's a lot of people posting some very cool things online. So, if you're having difficulties, if you're having anxiety, if you're having fear, go on Google and search free meditations or free YouTube meditations. There's so much stuff that's out there that's available to you and for you. You don't have to pay for anything. You just have to go online and find it. And if that's what helps you, go for it. You know, we have a wonderful holistic community throughout the world. There's a lot of those groups on Facebook. Look them up. Join them. Learn from other people. You can learn from what other people have learned much quicker if you take advantage of what they're sharing and what's out there. So, I wanted to show you my little flag. Oh, and this is my other little, I did a little something for Crystal at my house. Got a little bird feeder the other day. I got a hummingbird feeder. That's for my nephew Coulter. So we can get some hummingbirds over here. And we have what's gonna be, with any luck at all again this year, a Japanese red maple that hopefully will someday look like those big ones over there in the yard, which, who knows? We're working on that. So, about 2 weeks ago, I put this flag out just to remind me that spring is coming. And just to remind me that every year spring comes. And every year will be different in how I move through the day, move through the year, and be with my family, my friends, and my community. Love you guys. Remember, the sun's always shining. And we'll talk again tomorrow, okay? Talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hey, Mel.